Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today I will be predicting the divisional round of the NFL. I believe there's 4 games. I'll be doing that, and then I'll be doing a tier list on all 32 NFL teams' regular seasons, ranking them from tiers. And yeah, let's get into the video. Alright, first off, we got the Eagles at the Rams. I believe it's in Philadelphia. I'm going to take the Eagles here, 28-21. The Rams did come off a really strong outing against the Vikings. Their defense didn't allow a touchdown. Offense looks pretty good. And then obviously the Packers lost to the Eagles. But I feel like the Eagles overall are just a better team. Obviously, I don't think they were just playing the best on Saturday. Obviously, they did good on offense and stopped the Packers on defense. But I think it is in Philadelphia. They will have the advantage. I think that Saquon Barkley will go over that Rams D on the run game, and I have them winning 28-21. All right, next up, we have the Commanders at the Lions. I have the Lions winning here 28-17. I feel like it will be a good matchup. I just feel like the Lions are a little bit more experienced. Obviously, Jared Goff's been in the playoffs a while. Brought the Rams to a Super Bowl a couple of years ago, and then obviously brought the Lions to the playoffs last year. And then Jaden Daniels, he did look pretty good in the game against the Bucs, but he's just not as experienced, I don't think. And I feel like the Lions, with Montgomery is coming back, and as well as you have Jahmyr Gibbs, that's the best running back duo in the NFL. I mean, you have Jameson Williams, Tim Patrick, you have Sam Laporta. Their defense is solid with Kirby Joseph. Obviously, the Commanders, they're kind of a younger team. They do have Bobby Wagner and Terry McLaurin, but I just feel like the Lions are the better team. It's going to be loud in Ford Field since playoffs haven't been really popular in the last couple of years for the Lions. And I just have them pushing forward the Commanders, winning 28-17. All right, next up we have the Ravens at the Bills. It's going to be a really good game. I am going to take the Bills winning 31-24. A really close game. I feel like Lamar is better than Josh Allen, I would say. I think Lamar is 2, Josh Allen's 3. But I think the Bills' defense is a little bit better. Obviously, they did great against the Broncos, only allowing them 7 points. Obviously, the Broncos aren't as good as the Ravens' offense is. But I just see they have James Cook, Josh Allen in the playoffs is just really electric. And then Lamar, obviously, he did good against the Steelers. And Derrick Henry, they had 13 straight runs on one drive, and Derrick Henry just had an amazing game. And it was against the Steelers. And I just think it is in Buffalo. It's going to be a little bit colder. Obviously, Baltimore doesn't have the best weather either, but Buffalo is a popular place in the playoffs. They have been ranked for the highest fans in the NFL for a while. And yeah, I just have them leading to victory over the Ravens. Sadly, I do want the Ravens to win as well, but I'm just going to take the Bills here. All right, lastly, we got the Texans at the Chiefs. They actually played each other a couple weeks ago in Kansas City. Kansas City ended up winning, and I feel like that's going to happen again. And I have them winning 24-14. Kansas City isn't necessarily a high-scoring offense, but no one's going to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, in my opinion. Obviously, the Texans are a young team. They've been kind of struggling those last couple weeks. Obviously, they did win against the Chargers. That was a good overall win for them, but I just feel like as it is in Kansas City, the Chiefs only lost 1 game this year. Their offense, they haven't lost a game since week 9, I believe. And they're just on a roll right now. Obviously, they haven't played for 3 weeks, but I feel like they'll still be fresh, still be fine. They have Kelsey, Mahomes, Hollywood Brown, their defense, Chris Jones, Trent McDuffie. Obviously, no one's going to beat the Chiefs, really. You got to admit. We haven't seen anyone beat them besides the Bills this season. And in the playoffs, those last couple of years, they've just been unstoppable. So yeah, I have them winning 24-14. All right, guys, those were my divisional round predictions. Now let's get into the tier list for every NFL team's regular season. All right, so we have 5 categories. We have the elite, the above average teams, the teams that did okay this season, the not great teams, and then the teams that just did flat out awful this year. All right, starting off, we have the Miami Dolphins. They're going in the okay category. They didn't do that good this year, I don't think. I think Mike McDaniel absolutely sucks as a coach. Obviously, they missed Tua for some time this year with his injury, and they just weren't overall as good as a team as I thought they would be. Tyreek Hill didn't do that very good this year at all. Obviously, Devon Achane outplayed Raheem Mostert by a lot. Obviously, Raheem Mostert scored 20 touchdowns last year. Now, Devon Achane obviously has that starting job, but they did finish off the year with a 8-9 record, so obviously not the best prove that you're going to beat in that division. Obviously, you have the Bills, and then you have the Jets and the Patriots, but they just didn't do that well, and I have them in the okay category. All right, next up, we got the Ravens, and they are elite. Obviously, Lamar Jackson has an MVP season, obviously outshowing the league with his touchdowns and interceptions. Obviously, his run game is fantastic. You have Derrick Henry, the best running back in the NFL, proving just going after a lot of touchdowns, a lot of yards. And then I feel like Lamar Jackson doesn't even have that many receivers. He has Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, which is pretty much it. And their defense is good with Roquan Smith and Marlon Humphrey back there. Obviously, that's a great team that John Harbaugh runs. They're in the elite category. All right, next up we have the Bengals. They're going to go in the okay tier. I don't think their record really shows how good of a team they were. Obviously, they finished 3rd in the division, but I think Joe Burrow is fantastic. Jamar Chase is right up there with Justin Jefferson for the best in the league. Chase Brown came out of nowhere this year. He's proven himself to be in that top 12, top 15 conversation. Their defense was kind of iffy, but I feel like Zach Taylor is kind of a problem. Maybe they should get rid of him, but I could see them doing a lot better next season. All right, next up we got the Broncos. I'm going to put them in above average. I really wasn't expecting them to do as well as they thought this year. Bo Nix did great. He outperformed many of the rookie quarterbacks besides Jaden Daniels. Obviously, he did fantastic. But he really did good with Sean Payton. Cortland Sutton did great. The running backs were kind of quiet, but obviously just lost to the Bills, and I don't think they had a chance. And then their defense did fine. But yeah, they did better than I thought they would. All right, next up we got the Giants. They are awful. I mean, I don't even know where to start. Your defense is good, though. I'll give you that. Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, Isaiah Simmons, they all did well. Dexter Lawrence. But the offense, I mean, Lake Neighbors and Tyron Tracy is basically all you guys had. I mean, I don't even want to start with your quarterback situation. Tommy DeVito, Drew Lock. I mean, yeah, it's terrible. All right, next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings. They are elite this regular season. Obviously, they just lost to the Rams, but I don't think anyone was expecting them to do as well as they did. Sam Darnold did fantastic in the regular season. Aaron Jones did good. Justin Jefferson did good. Jordan Addison. Guys' defense was good with Cam Bynum, Ivan Pace, Harrison Smith, Jonathan Grenard. It's just unfortunate that you guys can't win in the playoffs. All right, next up we got the Rams, and I'm going to put them in above average. They had a really good season. Their offense was electric. Defense was good with people that I don't even really know on their defense, but obviously their offense was electric with Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford. Kyron Williams was elite. And then you got Matt Stafford, who's still doing really well at the age he is. You guys are a solid team and above average. All right, next up we got the Bucs. I'm going to put them in above average. Obviously, their season's done now with losing to the Commanders, but unfortunately, they lost Chris Godwin in the beginning of the year. But Baker did good. Mike Evans did good. Lucky Irving is really good too. I like him, and their defense is solid, but fortunately couldn't do it. I have you guys in above average though. All right, next up we got the Lions. I don't like you guys, but you're good. All right, next up we got the Bears. I'm gonna put them in not great. And one thing I can say about them is I do not think Caleb Williams is a bad quarterback at all. You guys just aren't a good team. Obviously, you beat the Packers, but 10 straight losses. Yikes. All right, next up, we got the 49ers. Not a great season for you guys. Brock Purdy didn't do that good. McCaffrey did nothing this year. You guys lost Brandon Ayuk. Deebo Samuel didn't do that good this year. Fred Warner is like one of the only bright spots you guys had this year. All right, next up we got the Eagles. I'm gonna put them in above average because usually the lead I would say is top 5 or just a little below that. But Saquon Barkley, great year. Jalen Hurts, had a decent year. You guys have one of the best receiver duos in the league with Smith and Brown. I don't like you guys, but you guys are a good team. I'll give you that. All right, next up we got the Raiders. They were awful. The only one thing that I can say about your team that was good this year was Brock Bowers, period. You guys actually were terrible this year. All right, next up we got my Green Bay Packers. They're going in okay. We can't be good teams. That's the simple part about it. I mean, yeah, we did finish with a good record, but Jordan Love, I don't know what to say about him. Josh Jacobs did fantastic. Our wide receiver core is as consistent as I don't know what, but Tucker Kraft is good. I like him. Xavier McKinney was a great pickup. Our safeties and defense, our defense is good, I'll say that, but our offense is just inconsistent. All right, next up, we have the Commanders. You guys did above average this season. Obviously, it's one of the best years you guys have had in a while. Jaden Daniels looked fantastic. Terry McLaurin had a breakout year. Defense was solid. You guys are moving on to face the Lions now. Should be a tough matchup, but you guys did have a solid year. All right, next up we have the Cardinals. I'm going to say not great. You guys did do okay this year, but I just think it's an inconsistent issue. I don't think Kyler Murray he's okay. He's average. James Conner did pretty good. Marvin Harrison Jr. did not as well as I thought he would do, but he did okay still. Your defense was okay. Zayvon Collins did good, and Budda Baker did good. I don't know if anyone else really did good. And then Tate McBride, I don't think he even scored one touchdown this year. Maybe he scored one, but I don't know. You guys are just inconsistent. All right, next up we have the Steelers. They did above average this season. One of it is that I just think Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches in the league. He hardly ever loses. He's had multiple winning seasons. Russell Wilson did decent this year. George Pickens did solid. Guys, Najee, I don't think he's as good as Jalen Warren now. I think Jalen Warren might be going ahead of him, but your defense was solid with Minka and TJ Watt, obviously. Unfortunately, guys are done for the year, but I got you guys in above average. All right, next up, we got the Saints. Sorry, Connor. You guys are awful. I mean, I don't even know what to say, really. You guys started off the year as, the best team in the NFL, and then you guys absolutely just, pardon my language, but shit the bed. I mean, Alvin Kamara was, one of your only bright spots. Obviously, it's sad to see Chris Olave and Raheem Shaheed get hurt, but I don't really have anything positive to say besides Alvin Kamara. All right, next up we have the Bills. I'm going to put them in elite because that's what they are. Truly, you guys, Josh Allen is top 3, in my opinion. James Cook is very good as well. You guys don't have many good receivers. You have Amari Cooper, Khalil Shakir, but you guys don't have the most fantastic roster, but you guys still are one of the best teams in the league. Your defense is solid as well. Yeah, you guys are elite in my. All right, now we got the Falcons. I'm gonna put you guys in okay. Kirk Cousins did not do that good this year. Drake London did, and I'm glad that he did have a good year. But your defense wasn't as good as I thought it would be. I mean, Jesse Bates, Justin Simmons, you guys have Grady Jarrett. Who's that guy on the Patriots? Matthew Judon. You guys, I don't know how you guys did bad, but you guys did have a okay year, but you missed the playoffs. All right, next up we have the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to put you guys in okay. Obviously, you guys had a decent record, but I don't think Geno Smith is that good. I think Kenneth Walker is okay, but I haven't really seen too much of him to rank him really high or put him above many of the other running backs in the league. But DK Metcalf did elite. JSN probably had one of the best receiver seasons this year. You guys have Tyler Lockett, who's getting old. But then your defense did good with Tariq Woolen. But you guys just didn't finish off the best way. All right, and next up, we have three teams. The Patriots, the Browns, and the Jaguars are all going in awful because that's what they were this year. I mean, the Patriots, if you guys didn't have Ramondre Stevenson, he did fine. But if you guys didn't have him and Christian Gonzalez this year and Drake May, I wouldn't even know about you guys. Also, then going to the Browns, I mean, rest in peace, Nick Chubb. I mean, he's one of my favorite running backs, but he just looks old and he's hurt now all the time. And Deshaun Watson's probably going to miss next year, and I don't know if you guys are going to have Jameis or not. But Denzel Ward is good, and David Njoku, and I guess Jerry Jeudy had a decent season too. But your record didn't show it. And then lastly, Jaguars. I mean, Doug Peterson got fired, which he should. And then I hope Trevor Lawrence is okay. I'm not sure what to do about him. I think he'll still be fine, but Travis Etienne sucks. Your wide receivers didn't do that good this year besides BTJ. I think he's going to be great. But, yeah, you guys, those three teams just did terrible. All right, next up we have the Texans. I'm going to put you guys in above average. You guys did have a solid year this year. Joe Mixon did fantastic. CJ Stroud did kind of underperformed of what I thought he would do, but he still did okay. Nico Collins did great. Unfortunately, Takedown was hurt, but I mean, your defense did fantastic with Derek Stingley, Will Anderson, and Daniel Hunter. You guys are facing the Chiefs now, and it's going to be a tough game. Speaking of the Chiefs, I mean, you're elite, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know what to say. You guys are 15-1. No one can beat you. Congrats. Screw you, Alex. All right, home stretch here. We got the Cowboys. They did not do great this year. Obviously losing Dak at the start of the year. CeeDee Lamb did good, though. Rico Dowdle did pretty well, too. But other than that, I mean, Micah Parsons did good, too, I guess. But you guys just didn't have the best year. I mean, you guys kind of did do okay towards the end of the year with Cooper Rush, but these guys didn't do that fantastic. All right, now we got the Chargers. I'm going to put them in above average. They did have a solid year. Justin Herbert did pretty well in the regular season. Obviously didn't have the best game on the wild card, but J.K. Dobbins did well. Derwin James on the defense did pretty well, and Jim Harbaugh did really well in his first year of coaching. I think they'll be a successful team. I think he is really a good coach. All right, next up we got the Jets. I'm going to put them in not good. With the amount of players that they have with Sauce Gardner, Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, they just didn't really amount to as good as what I thought they would this year. And I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to retire or not. I feel like they're probably going to move on from him, though. But, yeah, I have them in not good. All right, then moving on to the Panthers, I'm going to put them in not good. Bryce Young did do better at the end of the season after getting benched. And then Chuba Hubbard, he had a great year as well. I don't know what they're going to do about the wide receiver room, really. Maybe they'll draft somebody, but their defense wasn't that great. They had J.C. Horn, but yeah, overall just wasn't the best year for them, but they have a bright future. All right, and then second to last team, we got the Titans. They were awful this year. Calvin Ridley did fine, but Will Levis sucked. Mason Rudolph sucked. Your running backs, Tony Pollard did fine. I'll give you that. Nick Westbrook-Akine, he did pretty well too. But your defense didn't do that great with L'Jarius Sneed, Justin Simmons. Back there, you guys could be doing a lot better. I also have Quandre Diggs too. Yeah, you guys just did not do well at all this year. All right, and lastly, we have the Colts. I'm debating between putting you guys in not great and okay. I'll give you guys okay, though. Anthony Richardson, he didn't look that good. I'm not trying to be mean, but he still has a good future and many years ahead of him. I don't know if that's really Indy's the spot for him. But besides that, Jonathan Taylor, he is very good, elite running back. He's one of the only bright spots on your team. Your defense, they did okay. They did fine, but I feel like the Colts are like the most average team in the NFL, in my opinion. All right, guys, so that was me ranking all 32 NFL teams on a tier list based on the regular season. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, these are just my opinions. Feel free to share what your takes are below in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. That would help. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Peace.